very rarely do I get spare time. No, if I do, really randomly, I love windsurfing.
I never even knew that.
So when I was growing up, all I did was windsurf, and now when I go on holiday, in fact, when we went to the beach, I was thinking, can I windsurf?
Do you know, you can't. We could go later.
I love
take you windsurfing.
And for me, being at the sea is the only time when I can't have my mobile phone, because wherever you are on holiday, wherever you are, I've always got my phone and I can't switch off. So the only things that I do to totally relax is be somewhere where I can't have my mobile phone. So even if it's having a massage, I love just having a moment and just relaxing. But yeah, anything in the sea, sailing, windsurfing.
In that case, that's when we finish. We should go to the beach, because I didn't realise that. And you've got a little dog, which is little is the operative word.
She's mini, she's so small, and she also has an Instagram. So basically, my whole life is on YouTube, and it's always quite a different thing to tell people, because everything I do, every part of my life is online, down to my dogs. They have their own Instagram account. They Instagram every day and they talk about their adventures together, and the audience that watch me are a part of my whole life, because it's me, it's my life, and it's who I am, and that means my dogs and my home and my family, and they're all online. My mum, my sister, we're all part of this online life, and we're letting people into that. So my dog is a huge part of what I do. She's in my videos, my tutorials, she's in the background jumping on the bed. Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing with online, isn't it? It becomes the reason you work as a blogger, as a vlogger, as a YouTuber, is because it's so personal. And when you're on TV, you kind of put yourself up there, and you have to let people in to a certain extent, because otherwise, why should they bother watching you? But where do you draw the line and say, actually, no, I have to have a bit of that is just me, that isn't shared?
I think I found it quite difficult, and it's something I found even more difficult recently, that whilst the online world is absolutely amazing, there's a huge number of people that are sometimes quite negative online, and I think sometimes because you're behind a computer, you're able to say things that you perhaps wouldn't say to someone's face.
Yeah.
And I was definitely, when I first started, became so aware of some of this negativity. I mean, down to the way I look, the way I dress, if I don't put my mascara on right, even down to quite awful things about, things I know nothing about. And I really started to make a decision about taking parts of my personal life and keeping that a little bit private. So now where I live, most of my house is online, but there will be elements of that, like parts of my bedroom, that I never show on social media, because for me there has to be something that is for me. And a lot of my friends I won't put online, because it's not their choice to be online, and it's also something that I want to keep a bit personal. So you make a really fine balance between it. My love life I don't talk about really online, anything to do with that, because when you're with someone it's great, and then when that ends it's not great, and it's a really difficult thing to have to go through. And so there are parts of that I really try and not put that online. It's only something my friends and I would talk about. So but most of it is online.
It is a real change, and it's been just over the last, the last 5 years, it's been really mega, where actually people can start to live their lives purely online.
Yeah.
And then do you actually live your life in reality? Yeah,
exactly. And I think the crossover between what is my life and what is my job is so blurred now, and I always started this as a hobby, and now I get to do it as my full-time job, and I get to work with amazing people and amazing brands, and I've turned something that was just a hobby into what I do for work. But that means that I never switch off from that life, and whereas people go home at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, I never go home, and there is no real definition between my real life and my online life, because it's real. And I think that's why YouTube works. People are turning to YouTube because we know we're not going to look like the people in the adverts. So YouTube is real people, and you've got pretty much 95% of their life, and you know them as a friend. I watch people and I know them so well, more than I know some of my friends, which is weird because you often never meet these people, and I sometimes meet subscribers and they know more about me than some of my friends do, because we're talking more often, and they're watching my videos all the time.
Oh, it was something I remember hearing about when Princess Diana died, and there was that, like a huge outpouring of grief from so many people who'd never met her. And somebody said to me, but actually, we probably know more about Princess Diana than our own relatives, because every part of her life had been dissected and put in magazines and pictures. You saw pictures of her every day when she was alive. And I think that's why, yes, people can know actually much more than they know when they actually, they see you every day at work, or they're your cousin that you only see a few times a week.
Yeah, and I think when you're sharing that online, people know everything down to my dog. When I post that my dog's ill, I might bump into a subscriber the next day and they'll ask how my dog is.
Does that freak you out a bit? My God, how did they know?
It's so funny, and I always forget. Oh, I posted that and I forgot. And it's a weird feeling, but it's also an amazing feeling. You never feel lonely. You feel like you have this amazing extended family. And, obviously I talk about beauty, and the main thing I do is beauty and lifestyle, but a huge part of it is confidence. And when you get to meet people that you've literally helped them so much with their confidence. I have one girl who really had no confidence with her skin, and now she goes out with hardly any makeup on and she just embraces it. And it's such a great feeling to connect with people far beyond just beauty, and that's what I love.
That's really, really lovely. Okay, I'm going to ask you this. I haven't asked Becky that I'm going to ask this, because I only just thought of it. But lots of people want to know the kind of things like, what's like your favourite book? What kind of books do you like to read?